when I'm in there with Shakur, you know, it's a chess match, you know, because Shakur is a thinking man as well. So it's definitely a chess match, and that's something that, you know, I love, he loves, because now we gotta be creative. You gotta go in that bag and be like, I can't do this with him because it's not gonna work. Now I gotta get more creative to get a little advantage over him, because we both competitive. Neither one of us wanna let the other one get anything off.
What's up, man? You wanna sign a contract to fight my little brother?
Everyone saw Terence Crawford interrupt the press conference, snatch the mic, and publicly tell Teofimo Lopez that he was going to get picked apart by Shakur Stevenson. To the casual fan, it looked like supreme confidence. The pound-for-pound king is stepping in to defend his little brother. But insiders are telling a completely different story, and it's one that has sent legitimate shockwaves through Shakur's entire camp.
At first glance, for me, it seemed like this was not going to be a very good fight, that it was a fight that had a real chance to be a snoozer because of the way both of these guys fight. But during my live stream, I got some information. I won't say information inside because it was on a live stream about Teofimo Lopez that I found very interesting and may make the fight a lot more exciting, because there's two things about Teofimo Lopez that Shakur Stevenson really has to worry about.
According to sources close to the situation, the mood behind closed doors shifted dramatically the moment Crawford laid eyes on leaked footage of Teofimo's private sparring sessions. Reports suggest Crawford was left absolutely speechless, staring at the screen and allegedly telling his team, "I've never seen him look this scary." While the public sees a confident mentor, the reality is that Crawford might be genuinely terrified that Shakur is walking into a trap against a version of Teofimo Lopez that nobody, not even the odds makers, saw coming. The turning point wasn't a press conference or a tweet. It happened in the gym away from the cameras. Sources claim Crawford got his hands on recent training footage of Teofimo, expecting to see the same erratic fighter who struggled in his last few bouts. Instead, what he saw reportedly had him rewinding the video over and over again, analyzing the mechanics in silence.
Tim Bradley said that he feels like Shakur Stevenson can hurt you. Not necessarily with power, but by frustrating you, controlling the distance, nullifying your offense, just making you look bad. He said that he feels like Shakur has superior boxing IQ compared to you.
That's cool. That's his opinion. That's cool. Everybody has an opinion like an asshole. You know? So,
I swear I wish I could be like you. I swear I wish I could be like you too.
What's that?
Just be like, they say whatever, it's fine. I'd be like, say what?
He also said don't run from Shakur.
Yeah. I mean, hey, I put on boxing shoes, not track shoes. So yeah, just I'm excited for it all.
One insider allegedly revealed that Bud kept shaking his head, muttering that Teimo's hand speed was stupid fast. We aren't just talking about quick hands. Crawford reportedly noted that Teofimo is moving with the speed of a lightweight, but carrying the heavy thudding power of a welterweight. The concern isn't just physical. It's the realization that Teofimo isn't preparing for a boxing match. He's preparing for an execution. Crawford allegedly pulled Shakur aside immediately after watching the tape and gave him a stark reality check. This dude is a beast right now. If we don't match this energy, this could get ugly fast. This private panic puts the now famous press conference moment in a completely new light. When Teofimo crashed Crawford's presser, things got heated. You had Teimo getting in Shakur's face, trying to trigger an emotional reaction. Crawford stepped in, warning Teo that mind games wouldn't work. But looking back, analysts now believe Crawford wasn't just talking trash. He was running interference.
Teofimo Lopez is a bit of an enigma when you see him in a boxing ring. He is somebody that is very, very athletic, somebody that is very, very highly skilled, but his mindset is not always as consistent as you would want it to be. And his performances are not as consistent as you would want them to be. When he fought against Vasily Lomachenko, he looked like a very tremendous fighter against Vasily Lomachenko. I think he won that fight, looked very good, all of the above. But then you see him come back against George Kambosos, and it's like a totally different fighter. He winds up getting beat by George Kambosos, goes up to 140 pounds. Then he gets a shot with Josh Taylor, who was a former undisputed champion, but really still considered the man at that division. And then he goes about completely dominating and outclassing Josh Taylor, who many people believe was a pound-for-pound top fighter. But then he comes back and he fights guys like Jermaine Ortiz, and he fights guys like Sandor Martin, and they just look like fights that he underwhelmed, and he fought to the level of his competition. So with Teofimo Lopez, that's what I always worry about. And don't worry about his talent or his skill or his ability. I always wonder whether or not what level he's going to fight at, and whether it's just going to be right about the level of the guy he's fighting. And as a result, the fight's going to be close. And
Crawford knows better than anyone that an emotional Shakur is vulnerable by stepping in. He wasn't just being a protective friend. He was desperately trying to keep Shakur focused. He knows that if Teofimo can drag Shakur into a brawl, that stupid fast power he saw on the tapes will end the night early for Crawford. Alfred's intervention wasn't about disrespecting Teofimo. It was about preventing Shakur from falling into the exact psychological trap Timo has set for him.
I was told about the advantages that Teofimo Lopez has in this particular fight is that Teofimo Lopez, really is somebody that is unique in the fact that he likes to fight southpaws, likes to fight guys that have an opposite angle of what you usually get. And look back to the fight that he had with one of the best fight that he had in his career was with a southpaw in Vasily Lomachenko. And so you have to know that he can fight at the level of Vasily Lomachenko at the southpaw, in the southpaw stance. You have to say, okay, well, man, what is that going to mean for the Shakur Stevenson fight? Not that Shakur Stevenson and Vasily Lomachenko fight a lot at all, alike at all. They do not fight alike at all, but still the angles and the common problems that are caused by southpaws exist when you fight Vasily Lomachenko and Shakur Stevenson. Also, Teofimo Lopez showed that on his big fight night that he was able to show up on his big fight night, right? So you look at the difference between the Teofimo Lopez fight with George Kambosos. He might have felt like, hey, this is a walk in the park. His ego is flying and his mind isn't really there, really not prepared for the fight, right? And same thing with the other guys that I mentioned, like Jermaine Ortiz and Sandor Martin. But when he got his opportunities, in the big opportunities, he buckled down and he focused against Josh Taylor, who, by the way, also fights out of the southpaw stance, and Vasily Lomachenko. So we'll see whether or not he's able to do that again with Shakur. The problem, that Shakur has had some big fights when he always showed up in his fights, man. Always showed up in his fights. I think Shakur is somebody that really does react in large parts to what other fighters are doing, but still he's somebody that will absolutely stay in front of you and take the lead and still press on you.
The specific details of what Crawford saw on those tapes are terrifying for anyone betting on a boring decision win. It wasn't just speed. Crawford allegedly compared Teofimo's current form to a baby Roy Jones. That is not a comparison you throw around lightly in boxing. It implies a level of athleticism, reflex, and unorthodox explosiveness that you simply cannot train for. The footage reportedly shows Teofimo moving laterally with a fluidity we haven't seen since the Lomachenko fight, but with added muscle mass. He's slipping punches by millimeters and countering with 3-punch combinations before his sparring partners can even reset. Crawford, who has a high boxing IQ, spotted the danger immediately. Teofimo isn't looking for one big punch. He's conditioned himself to go to war for 12 hard rounds. He's ready to chase Shakur down for 36 minutes without gasping for air. And that level of pressure is something Shakur has arguably never faced in his professional career.
No, I don't think none of these dudes is on my level when I'm at my best, so he got a lot to deal with come January 31st.
So without giving up too much, when you look at him as a professional and you see what he's done, the fights he's fought, his style, what is it about him that you are going to exploit?
I think he the truth. He do a lot of things well. I think he flashy. I think it's just some basic stuff. Where I feel like he make mistakes. And I think I'm going to capitalize off those mistakes.
What is it about you that has you, looking at a fighter that you know is the truth and then saying, I want to fight him? it seems like it should be normal if you're a fighter, right? But that stuff is dying off in the game right now. And I feel like you one of the last of the dying breed that actually want real challenges.
Yeah, I'm competitive, bro. So it's like, I want to be the best. So when I see certain guys out there, and I seen Tio his last fight, I was there front row, and I'm like, damn, this dude is like, he like a baby Roy. Like, he like doing things with his hands down, flashy. I thought it was cool, so it kind of made me want to get in a ring with him and see if he could do them things against my style.
Because of this, the atmosphere in Shakur's training camp has reportedly shifted from confident to military-grade intensity. Crawford isn't just showing up to offer moral support. He has taken over the reins. Sources say Bud has been hand-picking sparring partners who specifically mimic Teofimo's chaotic, explosive style. He's bringing in guys who hit hard and don't respect Shakur's power, forcing Shakur to fight off his back foot under extreme duress.